Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, today we're tackling this awesome school project, the perfect pitch. And forget everything you know about boring reports, because we're going to turn you into a full-blown creative agency. Your mission? To sell an entire era of art history. Ready? Let's dive in.
So here's the big question. Are you ready to sell history? I mean, really sell it? Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to form a creative agency, pick an art era, and then convince a panel of judges that your era is the most important, the most influential, basically the one that changed everything. No big deal, right?
Yeah, think of it this way. You are not just giving a report. Nope. You're making a high-stakes pitch. Picture yourself in a boardroom. You're trying to convince a museum to pour millions into a new wing all about your era. You've got to sell it like it's the biggest, most important brand in history.
So yeah, this is your creative mission. It's all about persuasion, it's about storytelling, not just memorizing facts and dates. So the real question is, how do you actually pull it off? Well, let's break down the game plan.
Okay, first things first. Every great pitch needs a great product, right? So your team needs to choose an era to champion. You've got three main buckets to pick from. You can go way back to the ancient world. We're talking everything from cave paintings to the Roman Empire. Or you could jump into Belief and Rebirth, which covers the Age of Faith, the Renaissance, and that dramatic Baroque period. And then there's the modern world, a huge, wild ride from Rococo all the way to pop art.
Now, your entire presentation is built on a super simple but really powerful structure. It's a three-part pitch. Just think of it like the three acts of a great movie. This is your clear path to victory.
And here they are. It's so simple. Step 1, the hook. That's how you grab their attention and make them lean in. Step 2, the showcase. This is where you bring out your key evidence. And finally, step 3, the story. That's where you connect all the dots and really make it stick. You master these three things, you're golden.
All right, let's break down that first part, the hook. Your whole goal here is to set the mood, like immediately. We're talking the first 30 seconds. Before you even say a word, you want the judges to feel your era. So what can you do? You could use music from the time period. Maybe strike a dramatic pose like a famous statue. That's called a tableau, by the way. Or you could even play with the lights to create a whole vibe.
Okay, next up, the showcase. This is where you lay out your proof, and the formula is super simple. You're going to pick 3 hero artworks, your absolute show-stopping best examples. Then you'll explain one really cool artistic technique that just screams your era. Like how Renaissance artists mastered linear perspective to make paintings look 3D, or how Baroque painters used Tenebrism for all that intense light and shadow. And the absolute key here is big images, very few words. Let your visuals do the heavy lifting.
And here's a golden rule. I can't stress this enough. You have to talk to the judges. No reading from your phone. Seriously, don't do it. Look them in the eye, connect, speak with confidence, because for these few minutes, you are the expert in the room.
And that brings us to the final piece, the story. This is where it all comes together. You're going to weave a powerful narrative. See, every great brand, every great movement, it solves a problem. So you need to ask, what was the problem before my era showed up? Then, bam! Explain how your era was the revolution that fixed it. And the big finish? What's its legacy? Why should we still care about it today?
Of course, a great pitch isn't a solo act. It needs a great team. Remember, you're a creative agency, so everyone needs a specific job. When you assign these roles, it just makes sure nothing gets missed and everyone knows what they're doing.
So let's break down these 4 key roles. First, you've got the creative director. They're like the guardian of the big idea, making sure everything your team does is totally on brand. Then there's the curator. This is your art expert, the one who's going to hunt down those 3 perfect hero artworks. Next, the visual designer. Their job is to make your slides look incredible and to stick to that big images, few words mantra. And last but not least, the lead pitcher. This is your star performer, the one who's going to nail that opening hook and deliver the killer closing line.
Okay, so you've got your mission, you've got your 3-part structure, and you've got your team assembled. Now, what about your actual gear, the presentation itself? Well, it's a lean, mean 8-slide machine. That's it, 8 slides. No more, no less.
Yep, you heard me. 8 slides. That's all you need. This blueprint is perfectly designed to help you tell a super powerful, super tight story that'll keep those judges hooked from the very first second to the last.
And here is the exact lineup. Slide 1, the hook. Slide 2, the problem you're about to solve. Slides 3, 4, and 5 are your 3 hero artworks, 1 per slide. Slide 6 is where you show off that cool technique.
Slide 7 brings it all home with why it matters today, and you stick the landing on slide 8 with a big, bold, unforgettable closing line.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a lot, but seriously, don't sweat it. You've got a really clear 5-day plan to get this all done. This timeline breaks the whole mission down into small, totally manageable chunks. You can just build your pitch step by step, no last-minute panic.
So here's what your week looks like. On day 1, you pick your era and assign jobs. Simple. Day 2, the curator goes on the hunt for those artworks. Day 3, you build the slides and start planning that awesome hook. Day 4 is absolutely crucial. You practice, and I mean really practice with no reading. Then, on day 5, it's showtime. You walk into that boardroom ready to go.
So, the million-dollar question, how do you win? What exactly are the judges looking for? Well, think of the grading rubric as your secret weapon. It's basically the cheat sheet for what's going to blow them away. Let's take a look.
Okay, the judges are looking at 4 main things. First up is speaking. Are you loud? Are you clear? And you guessed it, are you not reading? Second is your story flow. Does it have that clean beginning, middle, and end? Third, visual impact. Are your slides gorgeous? Big images, few words? And finally, era spirit. Does your team just feel like your era? Do you embody it?
And to really nail that era spirit thing, it's all in the details. You got to treat your classroom like it's a real boardroom. And think about your team's look. It's your brand. Now, you don't need to go rent fancy costumes or anything, but just dressing in a similar color scheme or a style that hints at your era, that tells the judges you're creative, you're professional, and you mean business.
So there you have it. That's the whole playbook. You've got the mission, the strategy, the team roles, and that killer 8-slide blueprint. You literally have everything you need to build a perfect pitch. The only question left is, which art era are you going to prove changed the world? Now go get them.